the pre-retrograde shadow has already begun, and many of you know that Mercury retrograde happens within the next couple of days. And there are many things that we need to pay close attention to, especially when it comes to certain chaos that can be created or triggers that may happen during this time. Now, if we get triggered by it, it's very likely that we'll get spiraled out of control and start manifesting the things that we don't want in life. And that's why it's very important for us to best know what Mercury's energy means and how to best navigate through this time. That's why in this session, what I'm going to do, I'm going to break down for you 5 things that you need to pay close attention to during this. Get your notepads ready and we're going to dive deep into it. But before we get into it, show reel. Hit it. Namaste everyone, Namo Himalaya. This is Sri Akarshana here, and in this video I'm going to break down for you the 5 things you need to know when it comes to this Mercury retrograde. Now, the first thing that we need to get into is to understand that planet Mercury rules communication. Okay, so please write that down first of all. What does it mean? Well, we pretty much communicate every single day, right? Whether that be messaging, text messaging, whether it be sliding in DMs, whether it be communicating with family, friends, loved ones, whether it be having deep and meaningful conversations, or sometimes just a small banter here and there. Whatever it is, there's always communication going on. Now, when planet Mercury rules communication, what it does is it will stimulate things to do with communication. Let's say, for example, usually when you communicate, you have a few miscommunication here and there, or some people trigger you, or some people just annoy you or frustrate you, or maybe you frustrate other people. Everything is going to be amplified during this period. Now, what does this mean? It means that it could create some breakups. It could create some work problems. You could get fired, or certain things can happen. But obviously you're watching this video because you want to try and prevent any of this chaos or mayhem from happening, right? So what I recommend for everybody when it comes to anything to do with negotiation, okay, when it comes to anything to do with messaging people, when it comes to anything to do with having those serious conversations, is to have more compassion, is to show more love, is to be a little bit more patient. Always come from that space of love and compassion and kindness and understanding, right? Sometimes, I'm sure we've all had it before, where we drop somebody a message and we read it in a certain way, but it's not actually the energy that people are giving, right? Let me know inside the comments if you can relate to what I'm saying. Sometimes we completely misunderstood the tone, because communication is all to do with 3 things, right? Words is minimal, but usually when we're messaging, we only see words, right? Tonality is more important and physiology is more important. But a lot of the time when we're using technology for this, we don't see that. So that's where a lot of miscommunication can happen. So during this time, I recommend everybody, if you're having any serious conversations or negotiations, do it in person, right? That will minimize any of the problems that may happen. Now, moving on to the second point that I got down, is that Mercury also rules travel. So what does that mean? It means there can be some slight changes in your travel plans. Maybe you booked a ticket and it got cancelled. Maybe you tried to catch a plane or a train and then it was delayed. So my recommendation for everybody is, when it comes to travel, everybody take just a little bit more time, give a little bit more leeway, right? So prepare in advance. Arrive at meetings maybe 30 minutes earlier. Arrive maybe 1 hour earlier, right? So timing is very crucial during this, and it will really practice for our punctuality. There's always a saying that says early bird catches the worm. So it's almost like a test from the universe saying that, hey, during this period, let's test how early bird you are instead of missing opportunities one after another. So give a little bit more time when it comes to travel, and also be a little bit more patient with other people, because it could be a case that other people may miss their travel too, and that may start to annoy you or frustrate you. But again, come from a space of love and compassion. Okay? The third thing that planet Mercury rules is technology. And so it could be a case that, I don't know if you've had it already, because like I said, the retrograde shadow has already begun. But it could be the case that your camera suddenly breaks down. It could be that you try to log into internet or something and it's not working. It could be that your phone suddenly breaks. Something just doesn't happen for you. Okay? If that does happen, then just allow it, be the witnesser. Right? Allow it to happen. It's okay. It's like a test of your patience, a test of your spirit, a test of your mental strength, a test of your positivity. Can you really trust the universe and dance with the universe and know that there's cycles that happen? There's moon cycles, there's sun cycles, there's planet cycles, right? There's cycles in everything in life. There's ups, there's downs in life. Take this as your biggest task, that the universe is saying that how can you maintain that calm, that peace, that blissfulness during all of this mayhem and chaos. And those who do will be rewarded for it. Those who don't, and if you focus on the problems and you're like, why is this happening to me? Why is that happening to me? Right? Everything will manifest, so you'll continue to get more of that and it'll spiral out of control. So take this as your biggest spiritual awakening growth journey, the biggest test. Okay? Then moving on to point number 4. Take some time to reflect, to learn, and to grow. Okay? This period is a very good period to reflect, to learn, and grow. What to reflect on? Well, it's not that Mercury retrograde will give you like challenges and chaos that you've never heard of before. What it actually will do, it's actually just going to amplify the inconsistencies or the past traumas or the problems or the negativity or the negative energies that are within you. It's just going to amplify it. That's all it is. So what does this mean? It means during this time, you're probably going to see the world reflect your troubles and your problems on you. And it's going to make you want to react. But during this time, if you feel like reacting, try not to react. Try to learn to respond. When you don't instantly react to things, you give yourself some time for some breath work, some breathing. Calm your energies a little bit. Then ask yourself the question, if I was to respond to this current situation right now with trust, with love, and with compassion, how would my higher self respond to this situation? And respond with that. Respond with positivity. Respond with love. Respond with trust. Respond with kindness. Because always understand, during Mercury retrograde, a lot of people play the blame game. It's because of him, it's because of her, it's because what she said, he said, it's what they did, it's because technology didn't work, it's because this was delayed and that didn't happen. You always play the blame game, pointing the finger outwards. But what do I always say? Whenever you point the finger outwards, learn to point the finger inwards to know that these are purely the triggers that are within you that are getting triggered. Right? These are the problems that are from within. So take this period for a period of self-reflection. Right? Look inside. If you're not happy with what's happening outside, look inside. Ask yourself, what am I doing to create this? What am I doing to reflect this? What am I doing to manifest this? Once you start taking that responsibility and you start working on yourself, your inner work, your shadow work even, then you will start to see your outer reality, especially when we ride ourselves outside of this retrograde. You will see a lot of manifestations and miracles and rewards come your way. Universe always gives us challenges as blessings in disguise. They're there to help us learn and grow and develop and become the biggest, best version of ourselves. And the final thing, the fifth thing for everybody to know, is to understand that from the 23rd of August all the way to the 15th of September is actually the time of Mercury retrograde. Now you're probably thinking, wow, that sounds like a long time for all this chaos and mayhem to happen. But it's okay, it's just a cycle. It's just one cycle that leads on to the next cycle. It's there to help us grow. We always talk in cycles when we say there is the creator, the preserver, and the destroyer. It may be some destruction happening, but that destruction is to cleanse and clear for the new to happen. This is the second retrograde, Mercury retrograde we've had this year. There's one more happening, that's December to January. But actually, we should be very grateful. This year we only have 3. Last year we had 4 of them. And this time it's working in the sign of Virgo. What does it mean? Well, actually, we don't need to dive deep into the astrology meaning of every star sign and what effects it does. We just need to know that, yes, maybe we'll be challenged, but stay positive, right? I always say if you can look towards the light, you can see the light, you can move towards the light. This is also the time where, what is Mercury retrograde? We need to understand it's where planet Mercury moves slower than Earth around the sun. Usually it moves faster. So it's a little bit like an optical illusion where it looks almost like it's moving backwards. And what does that do when these energies are looking like it's moving backwards? Actually, there's a lot of things that are from our past may resurface during this time. And it may have done it already, by the way. Any of the signs that you already feel in the shadow of retrograde, any of the things that I've said so far that you already resonate with recently, then it could be the case. It could be the case that old acquaintances or friends or exes start coming back messaging you and things like that, right? It's like a blast from the past. It will come and it will revisit what to do. Why? It's here to test your congruency and your alignment with the new version of you. So I highly recommend that if anything comes back from the past, then take some time to conclude it. You need to offer conclusion, closure. Maybe some energies, they're not completely settled yet, and that's why it's come back to visit you. So find a way to cut the cord, conclude it, and what? And realign yourself with what you want right now. Don't be distracted by it. Don't go back to it, right? You should be moving forward in life. Stay focused on your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, and keep moving forward. It's a good reminder for all of this. So if this video has been of any use to you whatsoever, or you've related or resonate with anything that I've said so far in this video, please do hit the thumbs up, hit the like button, allow this message to get out to more people, to help more people. Also comment below, let us know where you guys have tuned in from. That's always nice to know. And finally, if you're new to this channel and you haven't already, remember to hit that subscribe button and the notifications button next to it. That's a little bell sign, by the way, because this year we're dedicated to making daily videos to hold you accountable to make it your best year yet. But for now, guys, I'm signing out. Namaste. Namo Himalaya.